Well, I came here with a story about a friend, and this friend, she really needs some answers to some questions that I may not be able to answer alone. So that's why I just want to tell the story. Now, this lady, when she was young back then, she was 16 years old and very timid, naive, a church girl who goes to church and school. All her life was just going to school, then church, go to the house, school, church, house. She didn't have any form of social life because, she was this kind of person who believed so much in herself, and she wanted to live a very decent life. So she felt going out to explore might, put her in trouble. So she just decided to live that quiet kind of life. And then in church, she got to meet this guy. They were all teenagers. She was 16 at then, and I think the guy was about 18. So they were singing in the choir together. They met themselves there, and this teenage kind of love, and they began to like each other. Let me put it that way, because I can't really say it's love now, because at that age you can't really understand what love is all about. But for them, rather to them then, it was love. They were madly in love with each other. The lady was 16 while the guy was 18. And I won't say they were dating. They weren't dating, because in the church, the kind of church she was attending then, a girl is not supposed to be seen with a boy together. In short, in the church, then they sit down separately. The ladies will sit on one side, the men will sit on one side. So that's how the church was. So you can't even come out to say you are dating a guy, or for you and a guy to be seen together. You'll be suspended. So that was how they started. The love started going on. The guy would visit the lady would visit the guy. They kept it on like that, for some time. And then the guy went to school, got an admission into a higher institution, while the girl was still in the secondary school. She finished from her secondary school. She was now at home, trying to get an admission too. So, but the relationship was really, really toxic. I would say toxic now, because as at then, she didn't really know what it was. She just felt, that's adage they used to say, that the devil is better than the angel you don't know. I, for one, now I don't believe that statement anymore, because the devil is always the devil. So, and an angel is an angel. The devil you feel is better will always be the devil. The devil can never change. But at least an angel can change, because it's an angel. So that's how they continued, and the relationship wasn't really going well. But because the girl was very, very timid and naive, and she was so much in love with him, and he too was in love with her, in quotes, but the guy was something else. They were always quarreling, misunderstanding, and they just kept going like that until the girl got into the higher institution too. The guy went out and finally traveled out of the country. The girl was able to summon up courage because she was tired of all the misunderstandings. Every time, there was no time they had peace. It was always misunderstanding, quarreling. She was fed up. She had to gather up courage to tell him that she needed a break. She needed a break because it was too much. All her teenage life was unhappy because he was the only one she had. And as at then, they believed so much in virginity, not like these days where everywhere is polluted. Then they believed so much in virginity. You have to be a virgin. You cannot sleep with a man. You cannot sleep with a man that is not your husband. Otherwise, you have committed sin. You'll be suspended. So without fear, and apart from that, the girl just believed so much in herself and had vowed to herself that she's not going to sleep with any man who is not her husband, who she's not married to. So it was a personal vow she took for herself. So this relationship we're talking about now, there was no sex involved. It was just, they go visiting each other, talk, sing together, and that was all, nothing else. No touching, no kissing, nothing. So the guy traveled, and the girl, before he traveled, anyway, the girl got tired of the whole situation. She couldn't take it anymore because every time she's always sad, crying, and then they will settle. After some time, quarrel again, here and there. And so she just told him, like, please, I think we need a break. I think I need a break. Let's stay off and see if this is really the will of God, because every time we're quarreling. I am tired of the whole thing. And the guy like, oh, really? He already had it in mind that he was traveling, but he didn't let her know. Though at the beginning, she knew about his going to travel. And then he traveled, and I think he was repatriated. Then he came back and told the girl. And the girl like, must you travel? Can't you just stay here and go to school, graduate, and get a life? And so then he was a diploma, so he went for a higher diploma, but still continued processing the document for him to travel. So as at this time, the second time he wanted to travel, the girl didn't know about it. And they still kept quarreling, but the girl now like, please, I think we should call it, let's take a break. And he like, okay, if that's what you want, no problem, fine, let's take a break. And he left. And so the girl was just there on her own, doing her thing in the school. And some friends now came to her. Have you heard that your friend has traveled out? So she said, my friend traveled out. Has he? Oh, really? He traveled? Okay, no problem. And so she continued like that. But that love they had for each other was still there. The girl still loved him. And the guy still loved her. But it's just that the thing wasn't working. And because the girl was so timid, she didn't know who to talk to. Anybody she will always tell her, this guy is not meant for you, it's not meant for you. The way we see him, it's not good. But she just didn't know the direction to take. So she was just doing her thing in her own naive way, and was able to go into it, and they started all over again. I think they came back. The guy started writing her, the apologies and everything, and the relationship started again. We're still getting somewhere anyway, but this is the part 1 of the story. If you want to hear more about the story, just follow me, comment on this, and tell me about what you know about these timid girls who are naive. They don't really have, what to say when it comes to things. They just go like that, shabbily. What do you think about them, and what kind of advice would you want to give to them? Leave a comment and like and share as you follow me too, so that we continue with the story.